What up, y'all? IntraVenus here, back with another episode. Today we're taking a look at Powkiddy's new handheld, the V10. This is the newest that they've released, though it seems like these handhelds come out at least once a month from these companies. It's crazy. So first, let's take a look at this, unboxing it brand new. Here we have a manual that we will find has some pretty important information here. You'll want to hold on to that. This device is very unique, and that's why I picked it up. I got it for $40, and actually I just saw it go on sale for like $27, which I think is a good price point for this. If you could find this for $25, even $30 especially, man, that is a pretty good steal. There's another manual there. I think you might want to look at both of those, so we'll do that. And here's the console. I love the color here, this like bright purple. It almost looks like it would glow in the dark under a black light. The shape is very unique here. It's got a stubby bottom. It seems like a spiritual successor in a way to IntraVenus' older handheld. I think it was called the RG280V. And it was also stubby like this. Here we got two USB-C ports on the top, a power button. Doesn't look like there's any volume buttons on the side. And we got the headphone jack, of course, micro SD. That R button is a reset button, I assume. It feels okay in the hands, actually. It's not bad. Flash forward to the future here. About a few weeks I've been playing with this device, and I actually like it quite a bit. It's really good for playing Game Boy Advance games. It's got a crisp screen, and it's just the perfect ratio for those Game Boy Advance games. I like it enough that I ordered a protective case for it, and that case came with two screen protectors made out of glass, which unfortunately this handheld doesn't come with when it ships. At least mine didn't. And you know, for $40, I think that's about the limit I would spend on this with all the different options you have out there. And one of the reasons is because the shape is handy in the fact that it's more compact, but with this missing bottom here, it gives you less to grip onto, and depending on where and when you're playing it, you might not like that shape. If I'm holding it, looking down at it like this, it's actually fairly comfortable. The only thing I don't really like is that my thumbs tend to stick up in front of the screen a little if I'm holding it in the most comfortable place in my hands. Now, if you're playing it in your bed going to sleep like I often do with games, and you're holding it over your head, this does not hold very well from that angle. It's just like there's not enough support. When you're holding something over your face at night when you're laying down, you need like some more grip on it. So this isn't the best thing to play at night, unfortunately. It's not bad, it's just could be cramping on the hands. Another thing to note here that I said in the unboxing there is it didn't look like there were any volume buttons on here, and there aren't. It's all hotkeys that control this. So you have a minus button over here and a plus button over here. You can use the minus button to do certain things and the plus button to do certain things, and that's why it is very important to look at these manuals that came with the device. And I wasn't sure which one to hold on to, but this one seems to give you some quick views on some of your hotkeys there, quick combination of functions. So unfortunately, this manual is wrong. This one has the right hotkeys. I don't know what's going on here, but you don't use a select button for any of those. So I don't know if they accidentally put that. I'm not really sure why they put that there. So this is wrong. Throw that one away. You want the black cover manual, and here you have a much more detailed description. But these are the real hotkeys. It's got that little minus button there, the plus button. So if you hold the minus button and press the A button, you can pause the game, even if it's a game that doesn't pause. The minus button and the X button are really important because that enters the system menu where you can get all your options during emulation, as well as minus key and R1 to save, minus key and L1 to load. And obviously the volume and brightness are important, you do that with the cross keys. So you hold the cross key and you press up or down or left or right to do volume and brightness. And you know, once you get used to all of those, you could probably toss the manual or stick it away somewhere and you'll get accustomed to it. It's not that hard to remember all that stuff, but it's kind of a drag. I mean, how hard would it have been for them to put a little volume switch on the side? I don't know. But aside from that, this is a really nice device. And like I said, it plays Game Boy Advance really well, but it also has a lot of other options here and a few unique ones, like Virtual Boy comes right on it with several games. You have pretty much all the Virtual Boy games. There's only like 30, right? And they play good. You could choose all the different color options if you don't want to look at it in red and black. We've got all kinds of stuff in here. They threw in some Atari, which I think is nice. They should do that more often, honestly, in my opinion. And we've got ports. We got some ports here. Cave Story, Half-Life. You can do the port master and load more stuff. I loaded a couple of those on here myself because you can attach a Wi-Fi dongle to this to update it. And that's another issue, you might say, is when you're spending $40 on something like this, at this point you might want it to include a Wi-Fi chip in there. You don't necessarily want to have to do this, but you can connect a little USB. What this is the USB-C adapter. Then I've got a Wi-Fi dongle, and I pop it up here, and it connects to the internet. And then you can do your updates, you can do your scraping and stuff, so you can get all your ROMs to have the proper cover art and stuff like that. It's kind of a shame that they did that, though. Now, there's another gripe here that I've run into, and that is sometimes when I charge this device, it doesn't fully fill the battery, at least not the battery indicator. It'll go to like 75% and just kind of stop there, even if it's plugged in all day. I don't know if it's actually fully charged and the indicator's wrong, or if my battery is not fully charging. And that's a bummer as well. But let's go ahead and take a look at some gameplay here, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Alright, y'all, so what do you think about the new Powkiddy V10? Have you played it? Do you have any interest in checking it out? I honestly think it has a place in my collection. It has some flaws, but it has the benefits too. I like it. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. The buttons are pretty good. I like the way the screen looks. The speaker's not half bad. I just hope that in some updates the battery issue will be fixed, and I wish there were physical volume buttons for the most part. Aside from that, you know, $40 is about, like I said, the limit that I'd want to spend on something like this, only because there are so many options now. If you asked me that question a year ago, I would be like, this is freaking amazing for $40. But you know how things are going. Every month they get better and better. I don't know. What do you think? Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the episode. I really appreciate it. Hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and it inspires me to make more videos. I got a lot more coming, and I'm going to be playing more of my V10 for sure. I'll catch y'all in the next episode. Peace out.
Well, that was just childhood. We were all there together, and in denial would play like it was was forever. And in the tall woods, we'd stay out of the weather like it was all good. Every day we made it for pleasure. We were saying whatever came to our minds, plain and simple like a tetherball reaching the sky. We were taking new heights on the swing while it was making us fly. Beat the king of the hill and everything will be fine. The thrill of everything we would find, the innocence of a child. You could see